Tomorrow is July 1st, which means some new laws will go into effect that will impact people all across Georgia. Atlanta News First Asia Wilson is live at the state capitol. Asia Governor Brian Kemp signed some big ones this year.
Yeah, Megan, every July 1st, new laws take effect, and some this year are put in place to improve public safety. One law is Senate Bill 10. It stiffens the penalties for illegal street racing and anyone hosting a drag racing event. An example, repeat offenders could face a felony charge, thousands of dollars in fines, and could spend up to 10 years in prison. Some would say this has been an issue across Georgia. You may remember back in March, 2 people were killed and several seriously injured during a drag race in Troup County. A man is facing several charges in that case. There's also the new cash bail law, but only part of it takes effect tomorrow. The law requires cash bail for 30 more crimes, including 18 that used to be misdemeanors. But the part of the law that limits how many people bail funds groups can help is blocked for at least 2 weeks because the ACLU and nonprofit Barred Business filed a lawsuit against the state over the law.
We don't have the luxury of just leaving our people to languish. So no, we will not stop until we are able to get equitable treatment. So what that means is litigation.
Now, some other laws include squatting and the Addy's law, which includes traveling in school zones. I'll have much more on both of those in the next half hour. For now, we're live in downtown Atlanta from Georgia State Capitol. Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
It's important that a lot of people are made aware of these, Asia. These will impact all of us probably in one way or another. We'll see you in 30 minutes. Thanks.